Hi, thank you for joining me. For those that may not know me, my name is Annabella and welcome to my class. Thank you for joining. Today I'm going to do a practice just focusing on twists. So twists are very detoxifying, very cleansing. They also help, they aid with digestion and also very nourishing for the lower back, so help with any lower back pains. So we're just going to take a bit of time today just to focus on twists. As some of you may already know, I've started incorporating essential oils into my practice, so with my diffuser. So if you do have one, or if you want to get one and start incorporating that into your practice, today I am diffusing a combination of purification, which is an essential oil blend, which I will leave what it contains in the little comments box, and then the other one is 3 drops of lemon. So again, that's just to cleanse the air. So I've just put it on, whilst I'm getting ready for the practice and everything, just to start getting it cleansing out the air as well as cleansing out the body. If you're doing this more in the evening, as I'm doing this now this morning, you could do 2 or 3 drops of lemon or lemongrass and 2 or 3 drops of lavender, just to make it more calming, more relaxing, and put you ready to go to sleep. So completely up to you. You can use the purification and lemon in the evening as well. So just to start off with, if you have a block, you could come and sit on your block. If you have a cushion, just come in to sit on your cushion, or just sitting on your mat, the floor, wherever you are. I like to sit on my block just because it gives you a little bit more room through the front of the body, so it really helps open up the body and lengthen the spine. Just starting to feel your sit bones relaxing down onto the mat, and we're going to close our eyes and just take a few moments just to start settling into the practice. So just settle into your seated pose. Legs can be straight or bent or in any position that feels comfortable. You could even do this sitting on a chair if you do find it uncomfortable to sit on the floor. And in fact, a lot of poses that we do in yoga you can do with a chair if you do find it's a bit, if you or someone in your family that wants to do it and your mobility is a bit restricted, you can just use a chair. And so just starting to settle in, making sure your chin's nice and comfortable in neutral, so your neck's nice and long and straight, so chin's not too up, too down. Shoulders are relaxed and just slightly drawn back, just so the chest is nice and open. And we just start relaxing and start noticing our bodies. So just taking a few moments to settle in. If you want to bring a mudra into your practice, as it's been so hot in these last few days, I'm doing it today in the morning, it's still nice and cool, but maybe if you're doing it in the evening and it's a little bit hotter and you do want to do a cooling mudra, I would recommend Yala Mudra, which is your thumb and baby finger touching with palms just facing up, and just have your hands relaxed on your lap or on your knees. So just the element of water, Yala meaning water, the element of water is our baby finger. So just bringing awareness to that element, just to bring that in to calm and cool you down. So just take a few moments to start relaxing, starting to notice if you're holding on to any tension, and just letting go, just noticing your body, noticing your breath as you start softening and lengthening the breath, as well as softening and lengthening the body. So we'll just take a few moments just to take a quick scan through our bodies, just checking in on any tension we may be holding on without even realizing it. So just starting with your face, Relaxing your forehead, eyebrows, all the way down to the jaw, nice and relaxed. Have that little space between your teeth just to help your jaw. Your face relaxes straight away. Relaxing through your neck to your shoulders, they're slightly drawn back but relaxed. The spine is long, but the body just relaxes. So just feel the trunk of your body relaxing down. Feel that connection of your sit bones on your block or floor or cushion, just feeling that heaviness as your body just lets go of tension. Pelvis relaxes, the legs relax, the feet, and not forgetting the arms, the fingers, even in your mudra, but still relaxing, keeping them nice and relaxed. And then starting to lengthen your breath, slowing it down if you haven't already. Just starting to take longer yogic breaths, nice diaphragmatic breaths. So you're breathing not just from your chest, but all the way down from your belly. So you're taking nice, long, nourishing breaths as you inhale all the way up. And then as you exhale, relaxing the breath out. And we'll do that a few more times. So nice, long breaths, still trying to keep the breath natural, not forcing it. So keeping it very organic, and then exhaling out any tension, any stale breath, and continuing again. So if you're doing this in the evening, I would recommend that on your exhale, you let the breath out for 1 or 2 breaths longer than your inhale. Sorry, 1 or 2 counts longer than your inhale. So you're really relaxing the body and starting to unwind for the day. If you're doing this in the morning, I would probably just keep the breaths similar, so the same length of inhale as exhale. So we're still keeping the energy quite high, getting ready for our morning. And just a few more rounds. Feel that breath lengthening and then just relaxing as you exhale. Feel that connection to your body. As you inhale and exhale, that rise and fall. As you connect mind to the body with the breath. And then we're going to move on to a cooling breath if it is hot where you are today. If you're feeling hot, you can come into the cooling breath. If you're not, you can just continue with that nice long yogic breath. We're doing cooling breath. We're just going to stay here with our eyes closed and just have our teeth, so front teeth, top and bottom front teeth are touching. Just so you have some space through the side teeth. Mouth is open, so you're in lips are open, I should say. The mouth is still closed as the teeth are touching. The lips are open, so you're in a nice little smile with your lips. We're just going to take the breath in through the sides, through those little gaps. So you should feel the breath as you inhale. Feeling it quite cool, and then closing the lips and exhaling through the nose. Should probably feel that breath is quite hot. So let's do a few rounds of that. So teeth are touching, front teeth. Closing the lips, exhaling through the nose. 3 more rounds. Exhaling. Let's just do another 2 more rounds. Still keeping the breath long and relaxed. And then just relaxing, staying here, letting go of your mudra. Just taking a few relaxing breaths in your own breath. As we get ready to begin our practice, let's bring our hands together in front of our heart. And just drawing those thumbs in towards our heart center, pressing those palms together, connecting to our heart. And if you want to set an intention, just take these next few moments just to set an intention for your practice. And if you don't want to set an intention, just sitting here in the stillness, a connection to the heart. And as we begin to get ready for our practice, let's briskly rub our palms together, getting those palms briskly rubbing. Getting some warmth and energy into the body before we begin. And then let's place those palms over our eyes as we blink back into the light. Taking our hands away, we'll begin with our greeting of Namaste, love and peace. And thank you for joining me. And we're going to continue just doing some warming up. So I'm going to take my block away, but if you do want to continue. And we're going to uncross and recross our legs, just giving them a little stretch, a little break, nice and tall. Nice long spine, relaxed shoulders, and we're going to start off with the neck. So we're just going to take the chin over to the right shoulder, bringing it back to center and then to the left. So just like we're shaking our heads for now. Exhaling and inhaling and exhaling. So just continuing, connecting to the breath. That feels comfortable. Just get some movement in that neck, our final round, from side to side. And bring that chin back to the chest. And we're just going to take the chin up towards the ceiling, stretching the throat, and then down to the chest, stretching the back of the neck, still keeping shoulders relaxed. Inhaling, opening up as the chin goes up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, chin comes down. Last time, nice big stretch. Chin to the chest, just hold it here for a few breaths. At the back of the neck nice and stretched, the shoulders relaxed. You can again move your head from side to side if that feels good. Your neck, just releasing any tension or releasing the stiffness of the morning. And then as we back to center, chin goes up towards the ceiling. Just drawing the shoulders slightly back, just so you're not over stretching your head back. Give the front of the throat a nice big stretch. And then bring the head back to center. Let's start warming up that spine. Right hand over to the side, as far as close to you as is comfortable, to then take the left side up and just take a stretch over. Opposite hip is staying down on the mat, coming back to center, keeping ourselves firmly down on the mat with those sit bones as we stretch from side to side. If you want to make those stretches deeper, just start bending that elbow. Keep energizing that opposite sit bone back to the mat. Inhaling as we stretch out and exhaling as we lengthen sideways, final round. Good. Come back to center. Let's take those hands onto our shoulders and just twisting from side to side. We're really starting to get that energy rising up through the spine and warming it up. Just a few twists. Just be mindful and go at your own pace. And And then we're going to hold the twist over to our right side. So it's holding to the right. Take left hand forward, right hand back. Relaxing the twist. And then looking center again, still staying in that twist, but just bring that chin to the chest. Give that trapezius muscle a little stretch as well as we hold the twist. Just a bit of multitasking. Release the neck, release the twist, and continue again. Just moving from side to side. If you want to speed it up, if that feels comfortable. Really energizing that spine. And then we'll hold it over to our left side, so holding it there, right hand forward, left hand back. And settle in, gazing forward as the chin comes to the chest. And stretching out that trapezius muscle. Release the neck, release the twist, and just a few shoulder rolls. In one direction and then in the other. Good. Let's come back to center. Give those legs a little stretch. Again, just bringing in some movement to the legs. We're going to bend the right leg, supporting that ankle and knee, and just moving from side to side, loosening up the hip. Making sure the opposite leg, the ankle's not falling out. And then bring that knee back out to center, and we'll just move the leg up and down, get some movement in that knee, any air trapped in those knee joints. Good, and then leg comes down, opposite leg, again rocking from side to side, rocking that baby. Staying up nice and tall, chest is open, spine is lengthened. And then bring that knee back to center, turning it up and just moving it up and down. Good, leg comes back down to the mat. Let's come up onto our knees, onto our hands. We're going to do a bit of freestyling here. So bringing wrists underneath shoulders. These are hip distance apart. If you do need to get yourself some water, if it's quite warm today, just have some water close by. You can always put me on pause and off you go. So you're going to do a bit of freestyle movement here through the spine. So just moving from side to side, just like you're doing a figure of 8, backwards and forwards. So however you feel comfortable, just keep rooting down through those hands, through those knees, the back of the feet, and just get that spine moving, letting the head hang. Movement through the shoulders, so whatever feels good for you, whatever feels like you need to move, just get some movement through. And then let's come back to center. Just hold it here for a few moments. And we're going to bring our left leg through. So left foot comes through between our hands. We're going to take right hand stays on the mat as the left hand comes up. So try and stay up quite tall. If you need to come onto your tips of your fingers or onto your cushion, onto your block to give you some space. Wrist is lined up with that shoulder. We're gazing at those fingers. On the exhale, start twisting around. So taking the hand behind you, gazing back. Try and keep that wrist in a line so it's not falling. Inhaling, coming forward. Keep that length through the spine. Exhaling, twisting back. Coming forward again. Final exhale. And then come back to center. And we'll do the right side. So bring the left leg down, right foot comes through. Again, knee stacked over ankle on the tips of those left fingers as we bring the right hand forward, lengthening, but drawing that shoulder back into its socket, gazing at those fingers. On the exhale, gazing back. Coming to center, making sure that wrist doesn't drop, taking it back again. Back to center, nice big sweeping movement with the arm. Coming to center, good. Bring that leg back down, and we'll just do 3 rounds of cat-cow. So draw those Wrists under shoulders, knees are hip distance apart. Inhaling, drawing the shoulders back as the tailbone goes up, opening up the chest. Exhaling, rounding up the spine, tucking chin towards the chest, maybe tuck the toes under, give them a stretch. 2 more rounds. Inhaling, opening up the chest, drawing shoulders back, really stretching out that spine. And flexing as we exhale, tucking tailbone under, chin to the chest. Final time, nice big breath. Feel that movement through the spine. Exhaling. Connection to your mat. Good. Let's come back to center. And we'll get ready to come into down dog. So really spreading out those fingers. So we're getting as much weight through the fingers as well as the hands. So we're not just collapsing into wrists. Tuck the toes under. Knees are staying soft as we lengthen the spine until the tailbone up. Nice big stretch through those arms, through those shoulders. Feel the shoulders rotating towards each other, all the way through the spine. Nice big stretch, and then maybe start stretching up one leg at a time, walking it out, still keeping that tailbone tilted. And again, if you want to take more of a twist, we can start crossing as we bend one leg, bring it in front of the straight leg, and then the opposite side. So we're getting a stretch through the side of the spine again, through those shoulders. Just walking it out, but keep rooting down through those hands. Keep tilting that tailbone so we're not collapsing in. And then let's come back to center. And gaze towards our hands and start walking through towards our hands as we hang here in a forward bend. Nice and relaxed, letting go of any tension in the hands. The knees are slightly soft. Keep rooting down into your feet. Hands to the shins as we lengthen the spine, looking ahead. Next breath, soften the knees, roll the shoulders, coming all the way up, hands back to the heart. And we're going to get ready to do around a half sun salutation to start off with, and then we'll continue to full. So Tandasana, rooting down through our feet, opening up the hands. So the chest is nice and open, rolling those shoulders back as we take a gentle back bend. A big stretch back into a forward bend. Let's take that right leg back, knees on the mat, chest up, chin up, making sure left knee stacked over ankle or slightly ahead. Shoulders are drawn back, spine is lengthened. Into down dog, stepping back. And then right heel up towards the ceiling. Give the left leg a nice big stretch. And then bring that right foot through, a couple of steps between your hands. Chest up, chin up. And then into a forward bend. Let's roll those shoulders back, hands coming back to the heart. And let's do another round, reaching back into a forward bend. Left leg goes back, knee on the mat, chest up, chin up. Lengthen through those arms. Relax the shoulders down into down dog. Left heel goes up. Nice big stretch through that right leg. And then bring that left foot through between your hands. Right knee on the mat. Chest up, chin up. Into a forward bend. Rooting down through our feet. Start coming all the way up. Hands back to the heart. And we'll go for a full round of sun salutation. And we'll just add a little twist, a few twists as we go through, just to really get that spine going. So reaching back. Nice deep back bends into a forward bend. Taking that right leg back, knees on the mat. Inhaling, coming up. Like we're going to come into crescent moon, but then we're going to turn. So T arms, so arms are either side. Wrists in line with your shoulders, and then an open twist. So we're turning away from our bent knee. So to our right side. And then come back to center. Step into down dog. And we'll continue. 8-point pose. So shift the weight forward. Knees come down to the mat. Chest and chin. And then slide the legs back as we lift the chest into a baby cobra. Tuck the toes under. Push back into down dog. Take a nice big step for a few steps with that right foot. Left knee comes down. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, twisting. This time take the arms to the side and then twisting away from that right knee to the left. A nice open twist, keep rooting down through that front leg, turning forward into a forward bend. Let's start coming up as we roll those shoulders, hands come back to the heart. And let's continue with the left side. So reaching back, taking deeper back bends if you can, into a forward bend. Left leg goes back, knees on the mat, inhaling, coming up. Taking those arms to the side, twisting to the right, to the bent knee this time. So more of a close twist. Coming back to center, down dog. And shifting the weight forward, knees come down to the mat, dropping chest and chin. Slide the legs back as we lift the chest into a baby or full cobra. Tuck the toes under. Left foot steps through, right knee comes down. Inhaling, coming up. Arms to the side, close twist to the left. Into a forward bend, turning forward, and stepping through, root down through those feet, rolling those shoulders, arms come back to the heart. I'm just going to quickly grab some water. Just take a few breaths. If you do want to bring that cooling breath in again whilst we're here, if it's feeling warm, just having those teeth, front teeth touching. Let's go for 3 rounds as we inhale. Exhale through the nose. 2 more times. Final time. You can bring that breath in whenever you want if you're feeling unusually hot. Just given it's quite warm, we've been so wonderfully blessed with this weather. So carrying on, we're going to root down through our feet, coming into palm trees. So interlacing those fingers, inhaling, taking the palms up towards the ceiling. Relax those shoulders. So if you bring the top of the hands to your head, just feel how your shoulders are relaxed down, and we want to keep that feeling as we straighten the arms so they're not coming up. As we root down through the feet, engage through that core, making sure you're lifting up through that pelvic floor. Exhaling, stretching over to one side, rooting down through your feet so we're not collapsing into that opposite hip. Staying the stretch all the way through the side of the body. Come back to center. On the exhale to the other side. And make sure your chest is not dropping forward. Be staying lifted. That top arm is just over the side of our head, over our ear. Good. Come back to center, still keeping those fingers interlaced. Right angle pose, hinging forward from the hips, lengthening the spine, softening the knees slightly, just to get that length through the spine. Continuing into a forward bend, start coming down, hanging here, let the weight shift slightly towards your toes, turn the palms up, softening the elbows, start coming up, gazing at your palms, and then again take a breath, turn those palms up and reach up, and then relax, take your hands to either side, and we're going to come into chair. So I want our feet hip distance apart if you're a beginner. And if you've been doing this for a while, we can do with our feet as close together as is comfortable for your back. Bend your knees. Have that tailbone going back, lifting the toes. You're getting that weight going back, and then place the toes down, bring those arms forward. Draw those shoulder blades back. Chest is nice and open. We're lifting up through the pelvis, drawing back through that navel. So we're staying nice and stable. Making sure we can see our toes, our knees aren't shooting past. And again, that your feet are not opening out to the sides. They stay nice and straight, no matter how much space you have between your legs. The feet are nice and straight, knees are nice and straight, not dropping out, engaging those legs. Hands come to the heart, and a couple of options. So we're going to take our right elbow across the body. So if you have a space between your legs, you're going to take the elbow to between both knees, and you can maybe straighten that left leg just to go more of a stretch, especially if you're a beginner. If you're more advanced and the legs are together, see if you can take the elbow all the way across to the outside of the left leg. Press those palms together and then just see if you can gaze back to the top of those, to that top shoulder. So nice strong twist. Just holding it there for a few breaths. Keep pushing those palms into each other, helps open the chest up, gives you a bit more space through the spine. And then come back to center, release the twist, coming back into chair. And then straighten the legs and reaching back. You can come up on to the ball of your foot if you want to make it a little bit more challenging. Reach back and then bring ourselves down again back into chair. So position yourselves with the weight going back, arms coming forward, lifting up through that pelvic floor, drawing that navel back, hands come back to the heart. And we'll take it the opposite side. So either left elbow comes between both legs. You can straighten the right leg and help you twist. Or you can take it all the way across, keeping the legs nice and straight, just nice and supported here, rooting down, taking that twist, pushing palms and pressing palms into each other. Root down through your feet, gazing to that back shoulder if you can. If that feels uncomfortable, then look down or to the side. Always going with what feels good for your neck. Good. Come back to center. Last time into chair. And then come up onto the ball of your foot and reach back. Good. Come back to center. Interlace those fingers, palm tree one more time. Swaying to one side. Back to center. To the other side. Back to center, right angle pose forward, lengthening, flattening the back, all the way down, turning palms up towards you, start coming up on the inhale, and on the exhale, take those palms up, last stretch, and then relax. Going to come into a warrior two. So if you're continuing to face me, you're going to just step back with your left foot, drop the heel down, so 90 degrees. The back foot to the front foot, trying to make sure ankles are wider than your shoulders or even more, depending on how advanced you are, heel to heel or heel to instep. Hips are nice and square. I'm just going to take myself to the side. So we have the left foot behind, the right knee is bent, taking arms out to the sides, draw those shoulders back into a reverse warrior, left hand down the back leg, right hand, the palm faces up and over. Keep pushing into that right knee, energizing down to that right heel, right foot. And then let's extend that warrior as we lean on top of that right leg, taking the hand all the way over your ear. If you have a bind in your practice, you can come into binding, but keeping that chest nice and open. Otherwise, we can just continue here, or you can take your hand down. So a couple of options, depending on where you are in your practice. Keep rooting down through our feet, making sure we're not collapsing into that instep of that back foot. Then we're going to reverse triangle. So start coming up as we inhale, straighten that right knee, and just flip the arms over. So again, left arm down the back, right one over the head. And then come back to center. Going to close that stance a bit as we turn the back toes into warrior one. Bend that right knee, bringing the arms up. So the next pose, you can either stay here in warrior one, or you can come onto a high lunge on the ball of your foot if that's easier. Just be mindful of that knee as we're going for a twist. So go nice bend through that right knee, lengthen up for space, and we're going to twist. So taking your left hand, placing back of the palm on your back. We're then going to cross with the right hand on your back. We're going to cross with the left, either leaning on that right leg and then twisting, or taking it all the way across. Oops, root down through that front foot. You might be able to take that elbow to the outside of that right leg and just go into a fuller twist. Keep rooting down, holding and breathing. Nice right angle pose through that front knee if you can. Keep turning that top shoulder, rotating it back, just to open up and go deeper into that twist. Neck is wherever you feel comfortable. And then let's let go of the twist. So bring that back arm forward, reaching up, and then opening up, open twist to the side here. And then relax. We're going to come into a half moon. So just coming onto the ball of that back foot, and I'm going to just go through this quite slowly in case you haven't done it before. You can use a chair to come and lean on your chair instead. Otherwise, bringing your hands down either side of that front foot, staying on your tippy fingers, bringing the wrists so they're underneath your shoulders. And you can start shifting the weight to that front foot. So like we're going to come into a half split. We're opening up, reaching that top foot. If you need to keep the front leg bent, that's fine. And then we're going to open up the hips. If you do have a chair, you can always have your chair in front of you to give you a bit more space. So we're just opening up the hips. So we're rotating the top hip. So it's opening up to the side. Oops. And then if you can, straighten that front leg. And then the final thing will be to take that hand up towards the ceiling and open up the chest into a half moon. Flexing that left foot. Just try it a few times, especially if it's new for you. It'll take a while. Let's start bringing that arm down. Start turning the hips so they're square. Nice big step back and then step into down dog. Holding it here for a breath. So like with most things, and in yoga especially, I notice if it's a new pose, sometimes your body just feels a little bit awkward. It doesn't know what it's doing. But after 1, 2, 3 more times, then it all just seems to click into place. So just persevere. Let's do a little flow. Bring the knees to the mat, and we're going to scoop the chest so elbows go back, scooping the chest all the way through. Baby or full cobra. Tuck the toes under again, either into table or into down dog. And then we're going to hop or walk through to the top of our mats into a forward bend. Hands to the shins as we lengthen the spine. And then soften the knees and start coming up. Good, hands to the heart. And let's go with the other side. So this time is our right foot is behind us in that 90 degrees and left foot is pointing towards me. Bend that left knee. Again, heel to heel or heel to instep. Nice square hips. Rooting down through that front foot, through the outside of that right foot. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. Reversing. Right hand down, left one over. Nice long breaths. Remember to bring the cooling breath in if you need it. And then extending that warrior, so leaning on the left leg, taking right arm over the head. Or you can bind if you prefer. Keep the chest nice and lifted. Or you can just take your hand down to the mat and reach. So a few different options. I'll just hold it in the beginner's version, but you can tailor your practice to yourself and to your mood. Keep rooting down through those feet. Remember to energize through that heel. And then let's reverse it. So coming all the way up, reverse triangle, straighten that left knee and flip the arms over. So left arm is over the head this time. And then come back to center, into that warrior one. So bring that back foot slightly closer, 45 degrees this time as we turn the hips all the way around, protecting that knee, bending that right. That left leg, remember you can come onto the ball of the right foot if you prefer for the twist. Let's reach those arms up, making loads of space. The more space you have, the more room you have to move into the pose. So this time, left arm comes behind as we cross the right arm, either leaning on the leg or taking it all the way to the other side, that elbow. And just going in for that twist. Keep rooting down through that back foot or on the ball of the foot. And keep twisting and then deciding where to look with your neck. Keep rooting down. Nice long breaths. Keep rotating that top shoulder back. Keep making space through that spine. And then release. Release that left arm, coming back up, reaching up. Open twist as we open up again to the side, to the right side. And then let's relax. We're going to come into that half moon on this side. So coming onto the ball of the back foot, bring those hands in front of you. And start shifting the weight forward. As we bring the hands forward, they're going to be underneath our shoulders, wrists underneath shoulders as we bring the weight all the way onto that front foot. Again, if you have something to help, you can use that instead of having the hands on the mat, just to let your body get used to the pose. And then we're opening up the hips. So start rotating that right hip up towards the ceiling. So it's almost like we were in a warrior two or a triangle position, but just up here in the air. That foot flexed. Keep rooting down. And this may be enough for you just to get used to that pose. Or you may be able to shift the weight just onto the left leg, the left hand, and then take the right hand up towards the ceiling. I'm amazed in the morning I've actually managed. And keep rooting and opening, lengthening up through that hand. Nice and relaxed. Come in and out of it as much as you need to, just to get used to it. And then let's bring that top hand down again. Rotate those hips forward. And then reaching back, stepping back into down dog. Nice big stretch. And a little flow, shifting the weight forward. Bring the knees down, or you can always come into chaturanga if you prefer. Scoot the chest all the way through. And then tuck the toes back into down dog. And let's walk or step through to the top of our mats into a forward bend. Hands to the shins, lengthen the spine, let the blood settle. And then start coming up. Roll those shoulders, hands back to the heart. Let's take a couple of rounds of cooling breath. Teeth come together. Inhaling. And a nice long exhale through the nose. Inhaling. And exhaling. One last time for good luck. And if you find your heart rate is going quite fast, a good way of slowing it down is when you're taking these long breaths, just to let the exhale out for that bit longer than the inhale, because that really focusing on that exhale really slows the heartbeat down. Good. We're now going to come into a wide-legged forward pose. So jumping or stepping either side. Again, feet are nice and parallel, all slightly pigeon-toed. Again, just to help us root down through the outside of our legs, outside of the feet. Keeping the inner arches lifted, rooting down through the toes. Let's take our arms out to the sides, so T arms. Wrists are in line with those shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades drawing back towards each other, and they stay nice and comfortable here. And then as we exhale, right angle pose, so hinging forward from the hips, reaching either side of the room. Really lengthening the spine, like someone's pulling you through the top of the head, and lengthening through the arms. But make sure you draw those shoulders back into their sockets. And then from here, take a twist. So right arm starts twisting to go around to grab the left leg, and the left arm goes up towards the ceiling, or you can take it behind you if you prefer. And we go into a nice twist. Again, gazing up towards your fingers, forward or down. Keep rooting down through those feet. And And then our next exhale, let's come back to that flat back, arms either side, reaching, reaching, reaching. As we switch sides, start bringing left hand across to the right knee, right hand either going up or behind your back, and settle into your neck. Make sure you're not collapsing into those insteps. Again, keep those legs nice and active, outside of the legs. Keep that shoulder, top shoulder in its socket so your arm's not dropping back. Next exhale, coming back to center, reaching, and then relaxing. Hands come down. You can soften those knees if you need to. Get the hands on the mat. And then depending on where you are, well, let's move our hands further forward, going to a wide-legged down dog first. So just reaching hands forward, flattening them on the mat, and then lengthen that tailbone up towards the ceiling. Let the spine relax. And then we'll come into a full down dog. So depending where you want to end up, you can either just bring the legs together and go into down dog, or you can come to the side so that you turn back towards me and just holding here. Or you can go into child's pose if you prefer. As we move on, let's bring the knees down to the mat, and we're going to bring our right foot through between the hands. Keep the left hand on the mat. We're going to take the right hand up towards the ceiling. Again, a twist here, staying either on that left knee, or if you want to make it stronger, take that knee off the mat and go into a fuller twist. Or you can take the arm behind you and open up that shoulder. Keep rooting down through that hand. If your knee's off the mat, keep pushing back into that heel. So you have a nice strong leg, and rooting down through the front leg. And then bring that hand down and stepping into either table or into down dog. As we get ready to switch sides, you might feel the difference in the legs. Bring that leg through, left leg through. Knee comes down, right hand down this time. As we take the left hand up. Again, tuck that toe under if you want to make it that little bit stronger. Keep pushing that heel back. Keep that shoulder in its socket, reach up towards the ceiling. And bring that hand down, step back, down dog, or into table, or into child's pose. We're going to take a flow from here, or from wherever you are. If you're in child's pose, you can just come back into table. You don't need to come into down dog. We're going to shift the weight forward. And then either coming into chaturanga with the chest first and the heels pushing back, energizing those legs back, or you can come with your knees first. Elbows bending them towards the chest. If the chest comes first, tailbone is up and then comes through into a baby cobra. We'll hold a baby cobra. Bring those hands so they're underneath the shoulders, and we're just going to hold here. Just going to do a little spinal twist through the top of the spine this time. So we're just going to be mobilizing the top part of the spine. As we shift the weight over onto the right hand. And then just start seeing if you can turn towards that left shoulder. So not just with the neck, but through the spine. Just a little twist, so the neck should feel nice and relaxed. And the twist is through that spine. And then come back to center. Take a moment as we get ready to switch sides. Start moving the weight onto the left hand, releasing on the right side. Hips stay nice and square, and then this time look towards that right shoulder. Again, the tension is not in the neck, the twist is not in the neck, it's in the spine. Top to mid spine is twisting. Good. Come back to center. Relax here for a moment, and then we're going to get ready to come back either into table or down dog. Tuck the toes under. Table or down dog. And we'll continue just for a few more rounds. So right leg, bringing it through between the hands. Left knee comes down. This time we come up, bringing the hands to the heart. And we're going to take the left elbow across to the outside of that right knee. So staying nice and tall, nice long spine. And then on that exhale, just twisting around, taking the elbow across, push those palms together. I'm just going to switch sides. Pushing those palms together. Oops. And if you want to, again, take that left knee off the mat and go into the full twist. More palms. We're going to try and eventually get the palms to the center of your heart as you keep twisting. Try not to fall into that top leg. Keeping space. Keep energizing back through that back leg. Keep energizing those palms together. And then relax, bring yourselves to center. Again, either staying in table or stepping down dog just to switch sides. And then bring that left foot through. Nice big step through with that left foot. Right knee comes down. Again, I'm just going to switch. Bring those hands up to the heart. And this time, left elbow comes around. Push those palms together. Nice strong palms into each other. Tuck the toe if you want to make it stronger. Don't worry if you don't. Always up to you, no pressure. Keep opening up the chest. Energizing that leg back. Energizing those hands together. Creating loads of room. Good. Let's bring the hands either side. Step back one more time. Down dog, child's pose, table, whichever version. We'll take one more flow. So if you are in child's pose, you'll want to come into table or into down dog to continue. Either chaturanga as we shift the weight forward, or bring the knees down first. Scoop the chest all the way through, baby cobra if you want. Or continue into a full cobra. Full cobra, keep those shoulders relaxed back, keep the glutes relaxed. And we're going to take that twist from a full cobra this time. So again, just using the mid-spine and more the mid-spine to lower back. Rooting down through the right side. And start twisting more, again, towards the left. Keeping the hips so they're not rolling over, hips are staying square. I'm just trying to go through all the 6 degrees of motion through the spine as we come back to center, to the other side. Again, just a little twist, no tension in the neck. The twist is just from the shoulder down to the lumbar. The neck is there just to help. Good. Come back to center. Bringing yourselves down. Make a pillow. Rock out your back. And then we're going to come into, back onto our hands and knees. So back into table once we release the tension. Let's give ourselves a little stretch back into child's pose first, just to stretch out that spine. And then come back up onto our hands and knees. We're going to do one round of tiger here, so like cat-cow, just with our legs as well. Take a nice big breath. Shoulders start opening back. Right leg starts curling up. Curling up right leg, rooting down through the hands. Nice big stretch up, reaching shoulders. And curl that leg as far up as you can. And then on the exhale, bending the head and bring that knee through towards your chin. Squeezing out the breath. Crown of the head pointing down towards the mat. Squeezing out, bringing that knee towards the head. And then the leg straightens back. Nice straight leg as we straighten the neck again. And then bring that leg down. And let's switch sides. So nice big breath in, having those hips hip distance apart. The wrists are underneath shoulders. As we draw shoulder blades back, curl the left leg up, up, really opening up the chest, opening up the front of the throat. Nice big breaths. Keep lifting that leg up. And then on the exhale, start drawing that knee in, bowing the head so crown of the head is to the mat. Keep drawing that knee in towards your chin, squeezing out the breath. And then straighten the leg back, straighten the neck forward, and then bring that leg down. Good. Take ourselves back, and let's come and sit on the mat. And take a little bit of water, because it's quite hot here today now. Let's sit in butterfly, so bring the soles of our feet together. Chest is nice and open, we're nice and tall, either holding onto your wrists, the wrists holding onto your ankles, or holding onto your feet, and just gently butterflying our knees up and down. If you do want to bring in that cooling breath again, we can do 3 rounds of that. So bringing the teeth together, a nice big breath in, staying nice and long. Exhaling through the nose. 2 more rounds. Last round. Good, and relax. And let's start slowing that movement down of the knees until we come to a complete stop. Let's straighten out the right leg, bring that left foot to the inside of the leg, adjust your sit bones so you're nice and tall. You can come and sit on your block or your cushion just to give yourself some length through the bottom if you feel you're quite scrunched up. Again, have that toe and navel lined up, energizing that bent leg away from you, reaching up. And we're going to start taking that twist again. So take the right hand behind the back of the hand on your back, and then take the left hand. We start aiming the navel towards the outside of that right leg. We keep the spine long, coming forward, and then into a gentle twist to the side. So spine staying long, and then slightly turning, and then a slight twist. The back hand either resting on your back, or you can start inching it around. See if you can grab that left thigh. Keep rotating that back shoulder. Keep the chest lifted and open, and take a few breaths. Make sure we're not rounding up the neck or the top of the spine. And then release that back hand. Release both hands to either side of your leg, and then release the twist completely. Relax your spine. You can even relax your leg. And just hold it there. Just make sure ankle doesn't drop out. It's still staying nice and supported, but totally relax. You can connect back to your breath. And then let's get ready to switch sides. So bringing the hands up towards us. Let's bring out the left leg and bring the right leg in. Again, that foot up against the inside of your thigh, having that foot flexed or relaxed as long as it's not dropping out. Again, you can have a slight bend in your knee if you need that for your hamstrings. Staying up nice and tall. Navel starts off lined up to your toe. We're reaching up. Create that space through the spine. So really let the sit bones sink down as you reach up, energize up, and then take the left hand behind your back. Start turning, so navel and arm go to the outside of that left foot. And then a gentle twist, settling into the pose. Keep the spine long and straight. Top shoulder rotating back. Again, you can start inching that hand around your waist. See if you can grab that right thigh and just relax into that pose. Really nourishing that lower back, helping that digestive system if you need any help. just detoxifying, cleansing those internal organs. Every time you take a twist, just think about a sponge maybe that has water, stale water, and as you twist, you're squeezing it out. And then as you release, all that fresh blood and oxygen comes back again. And then let's start coming to center again. Bring that back arm through, relaxing forward, bowing down into that leg. Release the spine. Take a few long breaths here. Good. Let's walk those hands back towards us. We're just going to do a little counter pose of upside down table. So bringing the heels nice and close, not too close, because when you lift your pelvis, you're then taking your knees forward and you want them to be just over your ankles. And then again, hands, having them however they feel comfortable for your wrists, so fingers pointing back, which is how I used to do it, but my wrists have been a little bit niggly lately, so I tend to put my fingers just slightly out, or you can have them all the way back, so totally up to you. As we inhale, start lifting up the pelvis, knees come over your ankles, and try and straighten the spine, draw the shoulders back, have the neck relaxed, dropping the hips and just hovering them above the mat. We're going to do this 2 more times. Root down through your feet. Do your hands, lift to lift, lift the pelvis. You want a nice straight spine. And then drop the pelvis back down, just hovering it. And then the final time, all the way up again. Straighten, straighten, straighten that spine. Make sure those glutes are clenched, and then gently relax down. Straighten out those legs. Flip those wrists over, and we'll do one little back bend just for the bottom part of our back. Come and lie down on the mat into a half locust. So we're lying face down, bringing the hands, placing palms faced up on your legs. Legs are straight, back of the feet on the floor. We're going to do one leg at a time with the hands supporting us. You can, if you don't need the support of your hands, have your hands to either side and just use your legs without support, or you can still keep the hands under your legs and lift them without using the support. So let's take a big breath in, have the chin on the mat. And then as you exhale, draw that navel to the spine and lift up that right leg. Keep lifting it up. Using your hand if you need to. Try and keep the chin on the mat if you can. Keep lifting the spine. Keep lifting the leg. Again, try not to let the leg fall out to the side. It's going up. Keep lifting. Keep lifting. Keep the glutes relaxed. Keep drawing the navel in, and then relax the leg. Take a moment. And then other side, again, on the exhale, as you draw your navel in, you lift that left leg up. Again, use the hand if you need it, or place it back down if you don't. Keep lifting. Try and keep the chin on the mat and the shoulders relaxed, and keep lifting. Legs nice and straight as you're lifting it up. Opposite leg, and press the toes down into the mat. Back of the toes, back of the feet. Keep drawing that navel in, keep lifting the leg, and then relax. Bring the leg down. Let's make a pillow with the hands, and just rock out the back. Maybe windscreen wipe with the legs, just bending them from the knees, and flopping them either side. And then let's go back into child's pose. So straightening the legs, I want you to go into a wide-legged child's pose with active arms. So extended child's pose, reaching the arms, so the space between the knees, toes are touching. We're lengthening through the arms, and just relax here in a child's pose. We're stretching, lengthening through that spine. Keep sending those sit bones back towards your heels, but if you find it's uncomfortable, you can always place a cushion just underneath your seat, or up against the insides of your knees so you have less pressure on your knees. And if you find your hips are quite lifted up, try and get your hips as far back down as you can. If it means releasing some space through the front of your body because you want that length through the back, you can then always just place your hands underneath, make fists and place your hands underneath your forehead, or you can bring a block and place the block there. So we want to really try and get the stretch through the spine. So if your hips are lifted and you're like this, you're not getting too much of a stretch. If you take them back and you're more lifted through the front, you'll get more of a stretch through your back. So keep reaching, reaching, reaching. And then we're going to take a little wander with our hands as we take a stretch through the left side of the body. Take our right hand over to our right side. Keep energizing that left hip back, that left sit bone back. So we take a nice stretch through the left side of the body, through the left side of the spine. Keep energizing that left hip back, releasing it back. And then walking the hands to the other side, to our left side, and this time stretching out the right side of the body. Again, energizing that right hip back towards that heel and relax into that stretch. Give the right side of the spine a nice stretch. And then walk the hands back to center. Last stretch here. And then come back up to seated. So coming to sit, just so that then we can lie down on the mat. So swing those legs forward. We're going to lie on our backs. Bring the knees up towards our chest. And we're going to take our legs up towards the ceiling. So straightening the legs if you want, and you have a block or a cushion, you can put that underneath your sacrum. So just lift off the pelvis. Place the block underneath your sacrum and then take the legs up. Or you can just do it without any props. Just take the legs up, supporting. Maybe hold the back of your legs just to keep that support so they're not falling. And just take the weight off your spine. If you have the knees slightly bent and you start drawing the front of your legs towards your chest, that just gives you more of a deeper stretch through that lumbar and through your glutes. So just pick whatever feels comfortable. We're just going to hold the legs here, give the spine a little break, give the legs a little break, give the heart a little break because it doesn't have to pump the blood down and then up. The legs are just letting it come through. And just stay here for a few moments. Always a good practice to do before going to bed, just having your legs up against a wall, maybe having your essential oils, nice lavender, just to relax you if you're having trouble sleeping. And if you do want to know anything more about essential oils, please just do send me a message in the comments box and I can give you more details, such as where I get mine from and other alternatives, other things that you can use. And then we're going to start bending the knees, bringing the feet, the soles of the feet down onto the mat. If you're on a mat, take the outside edges of the feet so they're lined up with the outside edges of your mat. If you don't have a mat, you just want to have your heels so they're wider than your hips, so you have loads of room between your knees. And then I want you to bring your arms into cactus arms. So I'll just get up to show you. The elbows are bent in line with the shoulder, and then the wrist is just straight up from your elbows. So we're having cactus arms and they're down on the floor. Just to open up the chest, tilt the tailbone slightly, and we're going to drop the knees to our left And then if it feels comfortable, you can turn and look to your right. So try and have the shoulders are both relaxed on the mat. And just relax. If you find that opposite shoulder, the right shoulder is lifting up, you can either put a cushion underneath it so it has more support, or every time you exhale, just try and relax it more back towards the mat. And you may find if you adjust your spine slightly, adjust your knees, that'll also give you some relief. Just a couple more breaths, nice restorative pose for the spine. And then the next breath, let's turn the neck back up to center, bring the knees out, adjust the feet, adjust your spine if you need to. Your pelvis again, shifting it slightly, this time to the left so you can drop your knees to the right. And then look to your right and just relax. If opposite shoulders coming up, again, just take a few breaths to relax it down. Or just put your cushion underneath. A few more breaths. We're starting to end the practice. Next breath, bring the neck back to center. Bring the knees back up. Release the arms. Bring those knees up towards your chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Give that spine a little massage. And then let's bring ourselves back to center. Take the arms around the legs. Take a nice big breath in. We're going to squeeze our legs into our abdomen and release our lower back down onto the mat. As we get ready to end our practice in Shavasana, corpse pose. Now, if you're doing this in the morning, like now, we're just going to do Shavasana for a minute and then come into end in seated meditation. If you're doing this in the evening and you want to carry on with 5 or 8 minutes of Shavasana, then please just continue into Shavasana. If you want to get some music just to relax you and get a timer, just to put your timer, or maybe your music is your timer. And just take a few moments. And we're going to release our legs, make ourselves comfortable in Shavasana, so have loads of space between the legs. Take the arms out to the sides with the palms facing upwards towards the ceiling. Chin slightly tucked towards your chest. Eyes are gently closed. And we're just going to take a minute or so in Shavasana, just totally relaxing. Letting go of any last bits of tension, any last lingering thoughts, and just gently relax. Just feeling your body heavy on your mat as you start relaxing again. Just letting the feet flop out to the sides as they gently relax. Letting the legs relax. Feel your pelvis relaxing as your belly relaxes down. The spine is relaxing down onto the mat. Ribs are relaxed. Chest is relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. Arms are relaxed. The fingers relaxed. Face is relaxed. Gentle space between your teeth as you relax your jaw. Relax your forehead, your eyebrows. Letting your eyes relax, feeling them heavy in their sockets as they gently relax. So either staying here, continuing in Shavasana, or if you want to come with me just for a few minutes of seated meditation. Bring your knees up towards your chest, and if you stay in Shavasana, just remembering to come out of Shavasana in this way. Knees up to your chest, a little rock as we turn into fetal position on left or right side. And come back to seated, using a helping hand. Gently closed eyes or soft eyes. Come back into a comfortable seated position, or just continue in your lovely Shavasana if you're doing this in the evening. For your seated meditation, we're going to do a breath count, and again, this is something you can do lying in Shavasana. A nice comfortable seated meditation pose, however you choose to be. It could be back on a chair again. Going to have the hands relaxed in our lap or on our knees. Eyes are gently closed. And we're just going to bring our awareness back to our breath, starting to lengthen the breath. Exhaling it out. This time we want a longer exhale than the inhale. And we're just going to bring in a breath count, just to really let go of any thoughts and just focus on yourselves. So we're going to inhale in for the count of 4 and exhale out for the count of 6. Just to begin with, see how that feels. So inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and even 6. So doing that a few more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just continue and adjust your counting for your breath. If you're struggling with 4 and 6, take it down to maybe 3 and 5. And if you find 4 and 6 is quite easy, then maybe take it up to 5 and 7 or 6 and 8. And the longer you do it, the more you'll be able to increase your count as the more you relax and lengthen. So I'll leave you here with that breath if you want to keep that breath going just for a few more rounds. And I will say, and when you end your practice, we'll bring our hands together in front of our heart, placing our thumbs in our sternum as we connect back to our heart. And I'll leave you with love as we connect our mind, our body and breath to our heart by thinking kind thoughts, saying kind words, doing kind deeds, being kind to ourselves. And thank you again for joining me. If there is anything you need to know, please just message me in